Things going all good.
You're still cutting out your
Yeah,
accent
yeah,
a
yeah,
bit,
yeah.
but
Sorry, no,
otherwise,
I've got my face away from the mic because I'm checking my computer.
there we go. It's
Something.
perfect now.
Yep, yep.
Yeah. All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Ooh.
This is the Half in a Stream podcast, which is a horrible, horrible name that is not suggested by me, but I love it. Thanks, Kaino. Yeah,
It's all
we're here
good.
with Kaino today. You can see his avatar right here on the screen. Kaino is a great friend, and he is from Australia.
Hello.
Where are you from exactly in Australia? I actually never asked you.
I don't want to say the exact location, but
Well, I mean the west, north, south,
I'm
or
in the southeast where all the fires are.
southeast. Oh yeah, must have been difficult then. Yeah. So this podcast here is about recent news, gaming stuff, whatever's up with us, and just chilling and talking. Viewers can also write stuff in chat. We'll interact with viewers if they wish.
Yes.
So yeah, what's up with you, Kaino?
Well, yesterday was Australia Day. It was. So some fun celebrations, stuff like that. But I went to a convention in Canberra, which is the nation's capital.
Right.
When I went there and I got it was like a board game and role playing and all that sort of convention it was. So I got a bunch of Call of Cthulhu books.
Oh, Call of Cthulhu is pretty cool. I
Yeah,
haven't
yeah,
played it yet, but I'm planning to.
yeah. I also got I haven't built it yet, but I got a model. Have you ever seen Neon Genesis Evangelion?
Dude, it's one of my favorite shows of all
Okay,
time.
well I
keep
got
pushing my girlfriend to keep watching it, but she never does. Which she is in the chat right now. I know you're watching. Watch Neon Genesis Evangelion. Do it. Right.
I got Ava Unit 1, Unit 01.
Oh, nice.
It's the classic. It's the classic like purple and green. It looks weird, but it's great.
My girlfriend just wrote in chat. Listen, I will. Okay, that's bullshit. I know you won't watch it without me. I'll force you to watch it. I swear.
And I also got I was running low on Warhammer 40k Gene Stealers. So I got picked up a box of those, and I also
all my friends are getting into a Warhammer right now, and I have no idea about the lore, like anything. A little bit, at least. I've played Vermintide 1, but
You're talking
all
about
my friends are getting
Warhammer or
into Warhammer
40k
right
because
now.
they're different settings. They're completely different
Well,
settings.
they're getting into both, so
Okay.
it's like, yeah. All I know is heretics must be purged. That's pretty much it.
I got most
I
of my knowledge about the lore by watching YouTuber lore breakdowns and going on to there's a this is gonna sound weird, but there's a 4chan 40k wiki, and it is the best thing.
Yeah, I heard about
1D
that one.
4chan.
Yeah, I heard about that one.
Yeah, it's really really good wiki.
Right.
And there's all throughout it. There's all little jokes and stuff like that. It's
yeah.
Gives you information, but it gives you you know how like most wikis they're like robotic, like this. This one puts it in like a kind of like a jovial sort of spirit. Like it's like the people making it seem to be having fun with the setting, and they get that there's a million plot holes, and they point them out like this doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, it's a really really good wiki. You should, if you're using playing 40k, you should definitely use it. But
All right.
I
will
also
keep that in mind for when I eventually try it.
yeah.
But speaking of tabletop games, at my school, me and a friend, in the beginning of this semester, we started a D&D club that's been picking up. We also had it last year, but last year was very how can I explain this? Anarchic. So in the beginning of the year, we had about like 25 to 30 new members with only one DM,
Yeah.
me. So that wasn't fun. So after the first 3 sessions, we were whittled down to 12 people, which was much more manageable. Um, right, and the thing is, surprisingly, like most of them were girls, and most of them were in like grade 9, grade 10. Well, I'm in high school still, right?
Yeah.
But it was like such a mess. So everybody thought that D&D club would be like all these sweaty incels sitting together in a room and like playing like girl characters and looting shit, right?
Yeah.
So we left the door intentionally open because we were in a really busy intersection at the school.
Yeah.
So everybody could see it's mostly just girls. And eventually we had a lot more influx of new players. So this year we have a lot more new players, and we have multiple DMs, but one of the groups broke down, so one DM, and we have about like 15 members currently. So it's in a manageable size, mixed cast, everybody's happy. I love D&D. I've also been doing a session, like campaign stuff, off of the club. Me and my friends, we play every Saturday, so we had a session yesterday. Usually we did it in person, but we did it over Discord.
Yeah.
And it's really, really dumb because this is a serious setting, and our characters take it seriously, but we are just idiots, and we keep ending up in these dumbass situations that we can't get out of, but we always do somehow.
Oh yeah.
So our cast consists of a human cleric called Yikip. He is a reference to an older character who was a gnome cleric.
Yeah.
Then we have Ricker, who's a human barbarian. We have a dwarf who wants to be a human. So he has like a short beard and he has a human accent and everything.
Weird.
And he is a ranger. And we have I believe it's a halfling. Yes, a halfling, either wizard or warlock, I'm not sure, who is very much into occult shit and worships Tiamat. And then we have me, who is a mountain dwarf cleric named... Oh wait, let me tell you the names of everybody first. So that one occultist is called Mex. Oh, my friend just wrote, "Hey, shouldn't you be studying for exams?" No, I only have one exam, and I'm set for it. But right. So there's Mex, the occultist. I don't remember the name of the ranger because he's too edgy. Then there is Gikip and Ricker, and then there's me, Sir Flexington Buffard, the mountain dwarf paladin, who is a knight.
Okay.
His backstory is so completely dumb. You have to hear this. This is so stupid. I have actually a screenshot it because it's so fucking good. Here, let me just find it. One sec. Right, almost found it. Almost there.
If you post in the Discord, I can.
I'm actually just trying to find the image itself right now before I can even post it.
Yeah.
Where'd I put it? Did I lose the image? It was the one thing I held dear in life, and now I lost it.
Oh
But
no.
I'll tell you this. I remember the plot exactly. So Sir Flexington Buffard was born in a city called The Ring, where the society is consistent of humans and dwarves living together. They live very, very, very far from other civilizations, so they don't really know many of the customs of normal people.
Mhm.
And in their society, basically what works there is that they are all about wrestling. That's why the city is called The Ring. They worship a deity called The Rock, and yes, it's Dwayne The Rock Johnson. And they are very, very, very unwise people, but they're intelligent. They read books, they are literate, but they have no wisdom in life. They are very like reckless.
Yeah.
So the way that children are born in their society is that there's two people wrestling, or at least two. Sometimes it's 5, 6, 7, 10, right? And because there's bodily fluids everywhere, people end up getting pregnant after the fight.
Oh. Oh, okay.
That's how Sir Flexington was conceived.
Okay, that's
They're the old dick twister is a pretty legal move there. I'll tell you that. Uh,
that's
but
something.
yeah, it's hilarious. But anyways, eventually, the city was under siege by a goblin army, and the city's main defenders, the Order of Buff Men. Yes, I know it's very on the nose. Uh, barely managed to hold them off, so they were just under constant siege. So Sir Lexington was just minding his business at the age of, you know, 5, and his parents asked him to throw out the trash. So he went and threw out the trash, but he also slipped and fell into an open manhole, and ended up in the sewers. And a carriage went over the manhole, closing it. So he was now stuck in the sewers at the age of 5 during a siege. Can you see how bad this is already?
Yeah, just a tad, just a tad.
So, anyways, Sir Flexington found his way out of the sewers into the nearby stream outside of town. However, that's where the Goblin Army is. But Sir Flexington doesn't know that. He's 5 years old. What does he care? So he sees a figure in the distance and decides to wrestle it for fun. You know, that's what they do in this society. It's a sneak wrestle. It's fun game. So he gets him in a chokehold and accidentally kills him with his massive triceps and biceps. Uh, the creature he killed was the Goblin General, which caused the army to disperse in anarchy, and the Order of Buff Men took over. Basically, they knighted him and made him, a paladin and everything. And one night in his dream, he had a vision about a loincloth that was worn by his deity, the Rock, and he made it his life journey to find it. So that's why he went over to explore the world and ended up in Baldur's Gate, which is where the setting starts.
Okay.
So this character, what is your impression of him right now?
Um, Probably that he's a bit of a I don't know, doesn't think very much. Just goes in willy nilly.
Well, I'll tell you this: he was made the party leader, and he is currently one of the people who's the most cautious in the group.
Okay. What?
So yeah. So we ended up having some issues with cultists and other issues and stuff. But we had many run-ins where we definitely should have died. There was no way we could have survived, and we did survive and absolutely profited from it very easily. So, one encounter, we were sent to a bar to go find a person and bring him back.
Yeah.
But there was a band of pirates, really famous, dangerous pirates, who came to kill that person. So, Sir Flexington gambled some money in order to find that person, get information about where they are.
Yeah.
And he found his way to her. Right? He asked her a few questions, but then the pirates just burst down the door to the tavern and straight up threw a knife at her, killing her instantly. So Sir Flexington was very mad. But Sir Flexington isn't one to start a fight willy-nilly. He has pretty good anger management.
Okay.
So he walks over to the pirate captain, right? And he tells them, okay, so you are going to give me the money I gambled away, 20 gold. Or you're going to give me your balls. I am going to chop them off. That's exactly what happened.
All fun.
That's exactly what he said.
They just gets down to business. No, it doesn't fuck around.
The pirate, yep, he does not fuck around. So the pirate got obviously very mad and drew his sword. So there were it was the full party at that time, aside from Max the occultist. He joined later. So there was 4 of us, and many of them with a really dangerous captain who kept knocking us down, but I kept healing the party.
Yeah.
And the cleric kept healing the party. So we barely managed to kill him. He had but only per turn. So if 2 people attacked him, we could deal damage. Only one. So we ended up grappling him and straight up chopping his cock off.
Oh, fun.
And then we told the other bandits that were with him, hey, turn on your teammates or else we're going to do the same to you. And half of them did. And we let them go because we're nice. However, we also had to collect trophies off of the other ones. You know, we collected a trophy off of the captain. We had to collect the trophies off of the other ones. So Sir Flexington and his friend Ricker ended up having a belt full of dicks.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And they took the head off the
I'm
pirate.
not sure what you can use them for, but I mean, you can probably chuck them on someone
A
you
lot
don't
of
like.
So, oh yeah, for people who don't know, Mine Mine is a good friend of mine, just kind of.
Hello.
But
Aha.
one thing that I really like is we took the head of the pirate, we put his cock in the head, right?
Yeah.
And then we put that in a wineskin so it won't deteriorate. And every
I
time
think it
we
might
went
still
into an encounter
deteriorate,
with
just
somebody's-
not as fast.
Well,
You're pickling it.
And whenever somebody comes and tries to intimidate us, we pull out the head and we tell them, "You see this? You know who this is? You want this to be you?" It was really dumb. And people in my comments are saying, "You guys are fucking weird." Well, thank you. Yes, pickling dicks is fun.
The my group, we meet up every Thursday. We do. We after work, we're not in school because I'm a responsible adult and I'm a good boy. The like we meet up on Thursdays. We do, and we just finished. We finished this part of the story. We're taking a break from it, and we're doing someone else's campaign starting next week. No, this week. It's Monday for me. We're it's a public holiday. Yay. We're starting the campaign we previously just finished. It was set in like a frozen sort of Norway. It's basically Norway.
Okay.
And we had a trip to a there's been a lot of what do you call those snake people? The
Yanti?
Yanti, yeah. There's been a lot of Yanti places we've been going to. And the last my character was basically he was because I'm such a good little boy. I got to play an evil character.
Of course, it's just how.
Oh yeah, neutral evil. And I started out my character because it was like my first game for like a decade or something. So I hadn't. I only played that one game a decade ago, so like I hadn't even thought about it since. So this is pretty much my first campaign. This was, and my character his name was Ensi, because I went full on into the backstory and the character and stuff like that. So I'm my character. This is the backstory. I'm a fucking fan fiction writer or something. I feel like because I'm writing such intricate backstories for shit.
Is it more intricate than Sir Flexington's background?
I'm not sure. Basically, what happened was in a distant kingdom, because I said distant because I'm terrible at coming up with names. Distant kingdom. There was a lord rebelling against the king because he wanted independence. So then the king was like, "Nah, fuck you," and just clamped down on it, and just sent in his armies to crush the rebellion. And then the lord bit off more than he could chew, and he was on the verge of losing. So he brings in a tiefling dark necromancer thingamabob, so some shady fuck, to come in and save them. Well, I say save them, but so what the shady guy does is the lord has a pregnant wife. He does, and he basically casts a dark ritual on the unborn child. And then while this is happening, the armies of the king are sieging on the place. Like his whole army is just fucking this guy up, and they're all locked in their little rooms. Yeah, in an instant, I click my fingers, but my fingers are sweaty. Every single person, every single living thing in the entire lordship, the lord, like, what do you call it? The area that the Lord controls. So all the king's army men, all the citizens that live there, vanish. They just vanish.
That's probably not good.
But then, like a week or so later, a wandering knight came to. I know knights technically have to be in service of a lord to be considered a knight. So yeah, whatever. Hedge knight. Then I'm stealing from George R. R. Martin. Comes to pledge his service to the rebel lord, because he sees it as a just cause for independence. And he comes a little bit late, and he sees everything. There's nobody anywhere. It's just vanished, pure dark, pure like nothingness. So there's buildings, but it looks like a ghost town. The whole area is just ghosts. There's no animals. There's nothing.
Honestly, if I would walk into there and see that, I'd just be like, "Damn, shit sucks," and just move on.
But then you say that, but then as he's going, he hears a baby crying.
Shit.
Yeah. He then takes the baby, and the knight is a paladin. He is, and he realizes there's something off with this child. Like there's something very off with it. But he's afraid that if he takes it back to his other paladin friends, they're gonna kick the baby and just fucking get rid of it. So
honestly, that would be the right idea.
Yeah. But he cannot let a child. Hey Keeper, thanks for the poke in the chat. He can't let the baby be killed. He can't, because it's like it's against everything he stands for. So then he raises the child. He raises the baby so it's a child, and constantly trying to teach it to be a paladin. But the child can't do any holy magic, like, at all. So then eventually, he's constantly doing ritual to try and purify the child, but nothing's working. And then one day, he was holding it back for so long. I'll just finish with the story first, Keeper, and then I'll address you in the chat. He's holding back the child for so long, and then when the kid's like 14-ish, it finally breaks through, and the demon inside the child bursts through, and like it awakens.
Man,
it awakens.
Some edgy early 2000s.
I know. It was like absolute edgelord. And then it kills the paladin. It does. So then after that, the demon raises him. After that, and that's how he becomes. He gets one level of fighter from the paladin stuff. That's solely because I want the ability to let you use the crossbows really well, and and the rest is warlock. And yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a interesting character you have.
Yeah. Yeah. I went.
That's a very interesting character.
Yeah, that went. I feel like I went a little bit. It was my first one, so I thought I might as well try out my writing style. I started him off a bit. When I first played him, I started him off a bit like pompous. I did, because I didn't really wasn't really sure how much role playing the group will be doing, and turns out not a little bit, not an amazing amount. So I eventually turned him from like a pompous more to a Machiavellian schemer character. So he, like, I wasn't doing the thing where you play and nobody at the table knows you're evil. I wasn't being that person. So the characters in it knew, oh, he's a bit shady, but the all players knew, oh, fucking hell, the second you slip up, we're slitting your throat. And I started getting little bits of odds and ends, like weird things. So I eventually started making like just random potions, like, hey, Mr. Dam, what happens if I mix these two slimes and some blood from this what do you call it, stingray together? What potion do I get? And the DM loved that. He loved that. But yeah, I eventually let me get my list of potions and stuff like that I have at the moment.
All right.
Where's my? I got notes. So equipment. Here we go. I had a glass bottle, like a wine bottle, that had a dead black pudding in it. Right. I had a glass bottle full of human blood that I got from a tree.
Yes.
I got a glass bottle full of stingray blood. I've got a jar full of orange ooze, dead orange ooze. I've got a glass bottle full of Tanglefoot, and I kind of sacrificed him, did a ritual sacrifice to him, but I had a familiar that I had been experimenting on, in a jar. And because it's packed to the chain, the familiar can't run away, basically. So I was just doing potion experiments on him. It's a Quasar. But by the time I was finished with it, it was blind. Could only see, it was blind, but constantly heard explosions. It didn't have fingers or toes. It had hooves where its fingers and toes were. And its spine was twisted like a pretzel. It was in complete agony 24/7.
But alchemy is pretty cool in D&D, but I gotta say, I'm more of a crafting person. It's sort of like alchemy minus the weird ingredients.
Yeah.
So for example, I took a blanket and a hand axe and I made myself like a grappling hook like that. And it's really effective because it's a very, very sharp axe. So anything made of wood, it would go into. Anything made of stone, it would hook up onto. So it's pretty effective. And why did I use a blanket instead of a rope? Well, a blanket's longer, so it might take a bit more to cut. And it's also a bit more sturdy. And if anything, I can repurpose it as an actual blanket. Plus, if I fall off of a place, it might break my fall. Not really, but I could also use it as a makeshift distraction. So, for example, if I toss the hand axe, right, into a wooden wall, and the blanket falls on top of an enemy and breaks the line of sight, I can just run. So it's really useful that way. I also made Molotov cocktails. I make them every single time. They're equivalent to oil, but all they take is an alcoholic drink and something to light it.
Yeah.
So it's really, really powerful.
I just want to address something in my chat. Kiba, he's saying fairy Pokemon are no longer allowed in the TGC now. Yeah, I read about that after you commented on my video. Yeah, that kind of sucks for all the people that built all these fairy decks. That everything is instantly you can't use. Like they added so many fairy cards and stuff, and then this set no more fairy. That's stupid.
That's actually really dumb. If they add a whole set, why remove it?
I don't know. But they removed the one that people actually used, but kept the weird one that nobody uses, which is Dragon. Dragon isn't even really a type. It's a mix mash of different. Have you ever played Pokemon trading card game?
No, I actually haven't.
Oh, okay. Well, there's there's multiple different types there are, and to use moves you have to put energy cards on them. Every single one has their own unique energy cards, except Dragon, which a Dragon Pokemon will have fire and fighting, or water and dark, or it's all mix mash, and they're impossible to use because they're a mix mash. I don't know why they got rid of the good one and removed and kept the bad one. It doesn't make sense.
Well, that's just how it is sometimes.
Yeah.
But here's another thing. In the D&D stuff, my DM got me a nice Christmas gift.
Ooh.
He got me an Amethyst D20, which the viewers of my stream can see right now on the screen. I'm holding it. And it's a really good die. Like it's a lucky die. It keeps getting me above 10s most of the time. So I end up with 16s, 18s, and 19s a lot. I suspect that the die might have some issues, but I'm not sure. One of the things that really aggravates me about it, though, some of the numbers aren't centered and they are rotated a little bit. So, for example, hold on, let me find a good one. I believe number 10. People on my stream can see it, but it's moved to one side of the triangle. And hold on, there it is. It's moved to one side of the triangle, and everything else is like pushed aside. So the whole triangle is empty just for the little side that's being used. Otherwise, it's pretty nice die. It also feels really good in the hand.
Oh yeah.
Just roll it, got an 11. Not bad. But
cool.
What else did I want to say? Yeah, let's move on to some recent news. What's up with you? Like, how was it living in the wildfires? Because I never get.
They're still going. They're still going. They haven't stopped.
Yeah, people are saying they did, but I don't
no,
they
have not stopped. Let me quickly get there's a website that shows eye coverage where all the fires are.
Oh yeah, what's the name of the website so I could show it on screen?
Oh, it's no, it's you won't be able to access it. It's an Australian government website.
I mean, I might be able to. I could try.
I'll put up there. I'll post the image. I'll just.
All right.
Snippet. I'm posting it in Discord.
Right.
There we go.
Anyways,
there's the image. Yeah, they're kind of
there
everywhere. Not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, every single one of those dots is a fire. Those big black areas, they are areas where I'm not sure. I don't think that's solid fire, but that's you go there, you will die. Like if you go there, you won't be able to escape. I think that's what that means.
Right.
I live like very close to one of those. Like it's on the one of those big black areas is touching is right up against.
Oh boy.
Like not like I'm not in like I can't see it from here, but it's on like the edge of the I don't know. It's not called a county, but it's pretty much a county. It's like on the border of it. And that one's
Has there at least been progress in putting out the fires?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, what a lot of people don't realize, and when I say a lot of people, I mean even some Australians don't realize. Like I work with a lot of firefighters. I do, like a lot of people that I work with are firefighters.
Right.
They don't put it out with. They try to decrease the ferocity of it with the fire, but they don't actually with water. But they actually don't actually put it out with the water. What they do is they basically burn a perimeter around the fire, so the fire can't spread over that perimeter because there's nothing to burn.
That's actually really smart.
Yeah, it's called back burning. So you burn basically a trench of there's like a trench of just nothing for the fire to burn, and then you go back a bit further and do the same thing, and then the same thing, and then the same thing, and so you slowly cuts off the ability for the fire to grow. The fire inside of it still goes, but it can't get any bigger. Well, that's the idea, at least. How effective that is changes, because like that big fire down the bottom, that is like, so some of these fires are bigger than some of the states in America. So
damn.
Yeah, you can't really. Kiba in the chat saying putting sandbags on the way of fires. Yeah, that.
Oh, hey Kiba. He also read in my chat.
That doesn't. I know what you're talking about. That's they put the sandbags up against like sheds and stuff like that, because a lot of sheds, if there's like a little gap underneath the bottom of the shed, the flames will lick under there and then just engulf everything inside. They put sandbags against those little gaps to basically stop the fire being able to get in. Because it doesn't matter if the outside of it melts and like burns. What matters if on the inside it burns. Because on the inside it's already at that temperature where it's just going to destroy everything, but it needs an ignition, and the ignition is the fire licking in, like a little spark getting in, and then just woof, instant. Yeah, but the fire, from what I can tell, it is getting better, but it's still not over. It's still got a while to go. I'd say we're going to be through it. I'd say around March is when most of it's going to be out.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you actually know what happened to have been one of the major causes, at least, of the fire? Because we have no idea here in the Western Hemisphere. Nobody really talks about what caused the fires.
Well, you got a lot of protesters saying it's climate change and stuff like that, but like, what I think it is, because every single one of these places where there is these massive fires, there's just mountains of dead bush that hasn't been burnt off. There's like thousands of years ago, before Europeans came to Australia, the Aboriginals did burn offs. They did burn offs constantly. So the ecosystem of the country is built. Humans are part of the ecosystem because we would burn the bush once we were finished with the area. We burnt it and we moved on. And so there's a million plants, like pretty much all plants in Australia, breed from fire. They only what do you call it? They only germinate, or whatever the hell the word is, in fire. Like Keeper's pointing out now, eucalyptus trees is a giant fire hazard and lights up pretty fast. Yeah, eucalyptus trees, all eucalyptus trees can only breed, they can only pollinate and germinate in fire. They can only grow once they've been burnt. And that goes so far to say, like, there are some types of eucalyptus trees that set themselves on fire. There are trees that set themselves on fire. Like, they boil the sap inside them to explode. And then you've got...
So I guess the government needs to put more efforts towards burn-offs.
Well, it's more of they need to get rid of laws arresting people for doing burn-offs. Like, there's laws. Like, if there is a mountain of dead bush near your house, you can be arrested for getting rid of it.
That's kind of dumb, actually.
Yeah, that is. And those laws have been around for 30 something years now. 30, 40 years now. Yeah, the eucalyptus trees.
Here's what I'm gonna say. In Australia, the animals and the people are dangerously, equally dangerous, but it's just the governments of the world in general. They need to stop asking countries if they want foreign aid, but instead straight up just send it. Because, for example,
I don't know about that because the US has used
the United States has been doing
foreign aid as an excuse for invasion a lot of times. The
US is a bit weird.
I still think they should ask for permission. I don't want random. I don't want China sending their foreign aid and just taking over the country.
Yeah, that would be an issue.
I don't want stuff like that happening.
But that's a different kind of foreign aid, because foreign aid, for example, for military issues such as terrorism or stuff like that, that should definitely be an ask if you want to help, right? But I'm talking like wildfires or floods or stuff like that. Sending in people who are unarmed, obviously, with supplies, even just not even workers, just supplies would really help, right? It won't really make the countries that you send it to indebted to you, because it's sort of like this nice gesture of, hey, I can be nice to you sometimes.
I'm saying more as a nice gesture could be used maliciously. It could very easily be maliciously.
Yeah, definitely. Right, so let's move on to other topics.
Okay.
Well, I would like to tell you what was happening recently in my life. I finished my co-op placement for this year. I had two placements for my co-op. In the beginning of the semester, I did work for what's it called? A video game testing company. Sorry, not a video game testing company, just a video game company. But I did testing for them. I'm sorry, I just got a bit distracted. But I got to test a game that was in development. Sadly, the company shut down while I was working there, so I had to find a different placement.
Was it bought by EA?
I ended up doing no. It was just completely shut down due to financial issues. Yeah. Honestly, I can see why they had financial issues. There was a lot of mismanagement. It's not really super apparent because they were just a startup.
Mm.
But stuff like turning off computers once there's nobody at the station would have really helped. Turning off the heating when there's nobody at work.
Oh my god, they didn't turn off. Oh my god, Jesus Christ!
That would help a lot. Yes. Turning off the AC when there's nobody at work.
Oh my god, I couldn't afford that.
Stopping payments to like cleaners because you can just do it yourself. There wasn't much dirt in there, anyways.
Oh my god, that's so wasteful.
Yeah, so there was a lot of wastefulness. I'll say this: they were a bit frugal when working with like buying PCs and stuff like that. However, that's just for the testers. Everybody else got like whatever they wanted. So, for example, we had a guy who was our game designer.
Yep.
He had a really frugal setup. He had a PC that did exactly what he needed, and 2 monitors, one of which he brought from home. This is acceptable. Good job, right? However, if we look at the what's it called, the programmers had 4 1440p 144 hertz monitors that were 50 inches each. 50 inches.
Jeez.
That's a huge monitor. Why do you need 4 of them?
Jesus
Well, it's easier to
Christ.
look at the code that way, and it's easier to see what you're looking at, right? And they all had like at least 2 keyboards, mechanical, from like really expensive brands such as Corsair. Which, by the way, the keyboard I have, I bought off of them when they liquidated. I got it for $60. It's a Corsair Strafe.
How did how did they
With
start the
switches,
company?
switches.
Did they just did they get a loan or something?
Private investor.
But I bet that private investor's kicking himself.
Oh, very much. It's probably just a founder. He probably just put all his money in the company.
Yeah.
But here's what I'll tell you, okay? They needed to have somebody in place to restrict this kind of spending because there was one
Oh,
guy
yeah.
who kept ordering new PC parts off of the company's money, right? And then he'd return
Ooh.
the money after a month. So he'd like take loans off of the company, and that was unchecked. There needed to be somebody in place to stop that from happening.
Yeah.
So that's why the company shut down. So the second company I went to is much bigger and much more relevant in the current tech space. We are a company who do video streaming, especially, but we're writing an engine that basically allows you to write code once and put it on many, many, many platforms. So, for example, you write a code for, I don't know, like a game, right?
Mhm.
And you write it for Windows only.
Yeah.
Well, with this engine, if you write it within the confines of the engine, you can also put it on Mac, Linux, Android, iPhone, iOS in general, Mac OS X. You can put it on all the TV OSs. You can put it on PlayStation. You can put it on Xbox, and maybe later Nintendo Switch, but I'm not sure about that. So there was a lot of really good stuff in place there. I got to work in a really high quality setup. It was a nice little MacBook where I had 2 monitors of my own. I brought even a third one from home. I had a really nice Herman Miller chair, which I fucking love. It was such a nice chair. But I also had an adjustable height desk and like 12 electric sockets to put whatever I want in there. I had a really nice like area for myself. Everybody had the same size area. It's a cubicle, but it's not square, so it feels a lot more open. It's a triangle-shaped cubicle, well, a cone-shaped, right? But the
Okay.
backside is open, so it's just 4 desks put together like that. So it felt like you're just working and there's people next to you, but because the space is so large, it felt like you're all just in separate areas. And
Yeah.
then there
This
was
sounds like a terrible. They needed. This is why you get people like what are they called? Accountants. This is why you get accountants to make sure you're not
no, but
wasting
the
money.
the company can afford this. The thing is, this company can afford this because they've been working with really big clients. The ones I can tell you are Twitch, NBA, and Fox News. So very big clients with lots of money flowing in.
Is this
There was
this is the one? This is the one that went bankrupt though, isn't it? Or are you talking about something different? Sorry.
no, that's the different one.
Okay, sorry, I
That's
got them
different.
mixed up. Sorry.
The bankrupt one, I worked on a shitty PC with like the Corsair keyboard being the only good thing there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so which I love this keyboard, by the way. I'm so glad I bought it off of them. But what did I want to say next? Oh yeah, so I got to work with industry professionals, and I was taught everything I need to know so I can get my own job,
Yep.
and have the skills necessary to get started up, and be ready to work in an actual environment. And I'm really glad I went there. This is a really nice company. There was free coffee and tea every day, as well as hot chocolate. They used to have Tim Hortons hot chocolate, which is like the Canadian staple. Because Tim Hortons is like our Dunkin' Donuts, but it's
I don't
just
know. I don't know.
Canadian.
We don't have either of those.
Well, it's like this coffee chain that also has donuts and some like wraps or whatever.
Okay.
But it's this coffee chain that everybody drinks because it's the most Canadian thing you can imagine. So basically, we used to have hot chocolate from them, which was amazing. The like Tim Hortons is very cheap. It doesn't even compare to Starbucks, but it is very nice in hot chocolate. And then they switched to like really shitty hot chocolate from off brands, and I hated it. So I
Oh,
stuck to
fun.
tea. I drank like really expensive organic tea there every single day. It's amazing. I loved working there. But, like I just got to be a freeloader essentially and learn like a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I didn't get paid, but I mean like I once I'm done with work every day, I could just sit on my phone for like an hour before having to go to school.
Oh yeah.
It was amazing. I loved it. But now obviously it's over. And in my last few weeks, I've even had all the hours I needed, so I only worked half the week. So I got to sleep at home until 12 and then go to school.
Oh yeah.
That was great. um, but I gotta say, co-op stuff is very good. They need to do a better job here in Canada pushing co-op onto students because this stuff is like really valuable. You get to work in whatever job you want. You get to be taught by industry professionals, and you get like benefits like that. You get all the worker benefits that aren't the ones for paid workers. So anything unpaid
That's pretty
interns
good.
get, you get too, right? You get to learn from industry professionals, as I said before. You get to see how the work environment is instead of just being described it. You get to know what the thing is, and you get actual experience you can put on a resume. So I can say on my resume that I worked for 2 months in a game company doing video game testing, and I worked 4 months doing automation testing in a really big company that will be really impressive on my resume. So if I wanted to get hired into a game company, I pretty much have all the prerequisites to already be a tester as soon as I finish high school.
Okay.
Which is insane because I just worked for like half a year and that's it.
That's pretty good.
I'm taking it again next year for even more experience.
Okay.
But yeah, I love that. So I finished my placement recently, so now I'm just at home. And this is exam week, and I only have one exam because I only had 2 classes because of co-op taking half the day. So everybody's really jealous of me, but I'm so terrified of next semester because I'm not used to heavy workload because, half a year of slacking off.
Yeah.
So next semester I have university level mathematics, English, computer science, and communications technologies, which is video editing.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to die.
Yeah. Have fun with that. Have fun with
Yeah.
that.
But what else? Do you want to move on to gaming news?
Yeah. I guess. What's been happening in the gaming world with news and stuff? I actually haven't really been paying much attention to it, so.
Well, let's see. We can talk about what we talked about last time, which is still going strong. The Morrowind Resurrection with TS3MP starting multiplayer servers and everybody playing the game again.
Yep.
It was resurrected last time we talked about it, which was so long ago. It was August, and it's still going strong.
Yeah. I've been seeing a fair bit of Morrowind stuff.
Oh, by the way, I have my own server.
Oh, cool.
I'm sorry to plug it, but it's called Slashy Scrolls Official, and you can find it. I believe it's still online. I just need to turn it on right now, so
Okay.
Anybody could go onto there.
Cool.
There's only 2 rules on the server, which is you can't vandalize other people's property, and no alchemy slash no alchemy exploiting. So if I see you intelligence potion stacking, which ruins the server, I'm kicking you off and deleting your character.
Yeah.
But it's a very, very strong server that's almost anarchy in a sense.
Oh boy.
It's like you can buy your own property. You can ask an owner.
It's not it's not pure anarchy. It's not fucking hacking everything anarchy.
Yeah, it's not 2BTT on Minecraft.
Oh yeah, no, it's not that bad.
Yeah, so there is a government system in place where it's just me. I am the server admin, and I just give people property which cannot be vandalized, can be locked, whatever.
Yeah.
And there is some nice stuff, but it's not like there's not enough players for it to be really dangerous at this point. And even when there are enough players to be really dangerous, people can have their own property, which can be locked and safe, and you can safely hide in there until the chaos is over.
Yeah.
So that'll be a thing. But yeah, there won't be much rules. The only rule there is like no hate speech according to what the Canadian law says hate speech is, because I will be in big trouble if that happens. It's not America, so I can't host a server where people say stuff that praises Nazis freely.
I
That's
mean,
not allowed.
my country has laws like that as well, but I don't care.
Yeah, it's not
But
like I care much.
that's because I'm an
because
Australian.
am
I
an
think that's a
advocate
bit
of free
different.
speech myself. I'm an advocate of free speech myself, but I don't have much of an option here.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But what else? What else in gaming news? Mordhau is still going strong.
I still haven't gotten
according
around to playing
to
that.
the-
I keep meaning to play it. But
everybody said, oh, Mordhau will be, ruined by meta and everybody will leave. But now there's more players than at launch. There's literally more players than at launch. If we look at the Steam charts, let me actually pull them up right now. Steam charts. Mordhau. So I'm gonna pull them up right now, and I'll tell you exactly how it was over time. So no, there's a bit less than launch. Never mind. But there are a big amount of players right now. So on launch, there was 60,204 players. Right now, we are currently at about 7,000. Yes, it's a lot less than launch. Never mind. But I'm talking the month after launch. We were reduced to 5,000. So we're way more than that now.
yeah.
What else?
What's a game you've been playing recently? I've been playing a lot of Pokemon. I have.
Oh yeah,
play.
since my PC died, I had to resort to looking around in the lower spec stuff about this.
Yep.
I'll address Kiba's question in a moment. But here's what I've.
Oh, you're cutting out.
I'll say, yeah, I was launching Steam. So I've been playing some Dark Souls 3 and Dark Souls Remastered. Dark Souls 3 I can run on my CRT monitor at a low resolution, and then it kind of works sometimes at a low FPS. I've been playing a lot of Stardew Valley with my girlfriend. It's
That's
really
good.
fun. I've been playing some Terraria recently.
Oh yeah.
I've been playing. Oh, and two games I've really been playing on my own. Kingsway. It's a beautiful masterpiece of a game.
Okay.
It's an RPG game that's designed like Windows 98 operating system. So everything is like window management and like, everything you're used to from Windows in a cool like retro style. But it's an RPG game that's really fucking good.
Okay, I'll have to look
uh,
into it. I've never heard of it.
It's free on Xbox Game Pass. Well, not free. You gotta pay for Xbox Game Pass, but it is on Xbox Game Pass.
I don't have an Xbox.
Well, you can play Xbox Game Pass on PC. It's really good
Okay.
if you have Windows 10. You can play like many games for a really cheap price. The first month was like $1.
Oh yeah.
Kiba wrote some CRT monitors can go up to 100 hertz. Mine can go up to 160 at 480p or 180 at 200p. So playing stuff like Unreal and Quake 3 Arena is really fucking fun on this. But Kiba wrote, do you want to discuss about how much copies of The Witcher was bought because of the Netflix series? Yes, this is insane. If we look at the Steam
I
charts
haven't
for
heard
The
about
Witcher
this.
3. So, there it is. Steam charts for The Witcher 3. So, let me tell you this. At launch, there were 51,916 players. Right now, there are 52,410 players. That's 1,000. Okay, that's almost 500 more than launch. This is insanity. The
Jesus
peak players
Christ.
at launch were 92,000. The peak players at launch were 92,268, and the peak players right now are 103,000. Sorry, 103,000 and 329. So 103,329 compared to 92,268. There are more players now than at launch.
Jesus
There's been a net
Christ.
gain of 91%. Sorry, over the last 3 months, there was 107%, 32%, and then 91% of a gain. There was a huge gain in players. It's insanity.
Jeez.
So it just tells you that.
Well, the show was a really big hit. It was like my
Yeah.
my sister my grandparents and my dad all watched the series before I had even heard it had come out.
Damn. All my friends are watching it, and then they ask me, "Hey, Alana, are you gonna watch The Witcher?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm too busy playing the game." And they're like, "Wow, you're such a fucking loser." And I'm like, "Well, where were you in 2015? And get the fuck out of here. Who asked you? This show is literally meant for my enjoyment, not yours. Fuck you." But I don't gatekeep, so they can watch whatever they want. I'm not gonna prevent them.
I don't really want to
But
judge too much on the show. I'm not its
I'll
biggest
tell you this,
fan,
I
but
haven't watched it. I haven't watched it, but my friends who have just told me that it seemed very rushed to them. It's a good show, but it's not really The Witcher feeling. It's
well, I'm not that
very
big of a
like
Witcher fan, so I wouldn't be able to judge that. That's why
yeah.
I'm afraid to
My
say
friends
anything.
who are Witcher fans, they tell me that basically it touches all of the bases, but it doesn't expand on them.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
It's
Keeper also wrote, The Witcher 2 has a setting to kill most PCs nowadays. Well, there's actually two. The cinematic depth of field, which does a bokeh filter with like really, really, really high samples, so it looks amazing, like a movie. And then there's also the Uber sampling option, which 4 times your resolution, but in a really inefficient manner. So the NVIDIA control panel can do it way better. So you can play your game at 8K, right? Like 12 FPS.
cool.
So yeah. The Witcher 2 is also a very interesting place in the Witcher series because it has the modern systems of the third game, but unrefined, and the story is not very. It's not really The Witcher-esque. It's more about politics than about folklore. So yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that the first one is like an MMO, but it's not online. I've heard that there's a lot of menu problems in the first one.
Dumb game. Yes.
And the second one is leaning away from that, but it still has a couple of the problems with it. And at the third one, I've played bits and pieces of the third one. I haven't really gotten into it. I don't really have the time investment for it, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's I'm trying. I want to play some of these big games. I don't have the time. I'm an adult and I have to fucking go to work and shit. If I didn't have to work, if I won the lottery tomorrow and I fucking got $1 million and I could just live off that for the rest of my life, I would probably have a lot more time to play these games, but unfortunately I don't. I could tell you all the hot takes about all these different games, but yeah, struggling at the moment. But I'm getting through pretty good with I've been streaming pretty much every night on Twitch. I've
seen it. You're doing very, very well.
I think I've missed like a couple nights, but pretty much every night I've streamed this year.
That reminds me, I should actually stream some more games because recently my PC died, so I couldn't. So I'm probably gonna hook up my PSVR and play some VR games on stream later.
Ooh, sounds fun.
That would be a really good idea. I'm thinking I'll play some Super Hot because I don't have
Super
Beat Saber, which I really want to play. Yeah. Oh, hold on, I dropped one of my dice. I swear to God, I can't find it now. Well, it's gone forever. It's in the abyss. That D12 is never getting pulled out again.
Have you seen any movies lately?
No, I don't actually watch many movies.
Oh, okay.
I'm a very, very boring person. As for TV shows, I've watched part 3 of JoJo very recently.
Okay.
It's pretty decent. I'd say it's one of my favorite parts. I've only watched 3 parts, which is part 1, 2, and 3. 1 being my least favorite, 2 being my most favorite, and 3 being my second place. I'll tell you this though. Have you ever watched any of JoJo?
People have been telling me watch JoJo since I was in like grade 11. That's like, how many years ago was that? That's like since I was 16, people have been saying to me to watch JoJo. That's
what year?
That's like That's about 7 years ago. 6 years ago.
7 years
People have
ago?
been saying to watch
Yeah, because
JoJo.
JoJo Part 1 and 2 came out in 2012 and 2013,
Yeah.
and then Part 3 came out in 2014 and 2015, and then Part 4 came out afterwards. But
I
I'll tell you
probably
this
should
though,
watch it, but I just haven't gotten around to doing it.
you should, and please watch it in order because
Okay.
otherwise it won't make sense. But I'll tell you this: what's really dumb is that they wrote Part 2 so well that it never reaches the same gravity that it does in Part 2 until like one of the latest parts. Because in Part 2, the whole point is that the main character is very cunning. He's not the strongest guy ever. He's pretty strong. He can fight pretty well. But his whole strength comes from the fact that he is very good at reading his opponents and at laying traps. He's very much a trickster.
Oh yeah.
And he goes up against an enemy that straight up you cannot defeat. You cannot win.
Okay.
So I won't spoil it, so I won't say how he wins. But basically, on all the next parts, it doesn't even get close to that level. The part after gets decently close with a way weaker villain, but it's a returning character.
Yeah.
But that character has the ability to it has a really cool, dangerous ability. And the thing is, that one ability would make it a lot more powerful than it usually is. However, the characters from the previous part were way, way, way stronger. So it would have been a minor fight in the previous part.
Yeah.
But I like how Part 3 focused a lot on characterization instead of the combat itself.
Yeah.
That was very good. Part 2 had a lot of characterization as well, but Part 3 is all about characterization. Sadly, according to my friends who watched the rest of the parts, they never really focus on characterization that much anymore afterwards. So it's just like, oh, look, I have cool ability, you have cool ability, I will defeat you this way.
Oh, okay.
Which I guess it's cool enough, but it's like...
I tend to watch a lot of... I like a lot of shows for the characters and the world building, I do. Like, rather than the actual power and stuff like that. That's why I'm not really that big of a fan of Dragon Ball. I like Dragon Ball, but I'm not that big on it.
So you know how Evangelion is all about characterization and like a little bit of combat, but mostly characterization?
Yeah.
And a slight bit of world building. There isn't much, but there is.
Yeah.
A little bit. JoJo is similar in a sense that it's all about characterization and combat, and there is a little bit of world building behind it. It's very similar to Evangelion in the way that you're giving details, but it's very, very... It's a lot more dramatic and a lot less about, it's a lot less significant. How can I explain it? Evangelion is all about mental health issues and a lot of dark topics.
Yeah, yeah.
Evangelion is very, very deep in its meaning. You can
derive a lot of stuff by just looking from watching. I've seen so many lore breakdowns, stuff like that. I still don't get why it had to be children piloting the Avas. I still don't get that. Emotionally damaged children.
I know the reason. Have you watched the rebuilds? Like, I haven't.
I haven't. I have only seen the original series and the movie.
Okay, it's explained in the rebuilds.
Okay.
I haven't watched the rebuilds, but it is explained in them because I've been told that.
Okay.
So, yeah. What else?
I assumed it's got something to do with they can only sync up properly if they're damaged in such and such way or some bullshit like that. I would assume.
Yeah. But anyways, what else can we talk about today? Oh, recent memes.
Oh yes, recent memes.
What have you been? What memes have you been looking at recently?
Well, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I made a new guy meme video I did on my YouTube channel.
I did see it, but I haven't watched it yet.
Very, very wholesome. Very, very wholesome.
Yeah, New Guy is a great meme.
Yeah.
I gotta say, it's showing a lot of people that a specific section of political thinkers are just nothing but words. There's no substance behind them. They have double standards, and they very much just like to rile up controversy and use people who follow them because it's socially acceptable to do so.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw a really good video by Short Fat Otaku. On he's a Canadian like yourself. He did a really good breakdown of what like New Guy really represents. It's more of the people are so detached from empathy that they see someone being empathetic as being abhorrent. Like it's that backward in their brain.
Yeah.
I can't do the video justice, but it was a really, really good video.
The memes I've been looking at are a lot less significant, I'll tell you that. I've been getting into political memes because they're really fucking dumb.
Oh yeah.
I went a lot on r/political compass memes.
Oh yeah.
It is a great community of a lot of very good, important, nice people who think very freely. They're a lot less.
It's not the usual Reddit stuff.
It's not. Oh, I hate you. You're right wing. Oh, I hate you. You're left wing. Oh, you're racist. Oh, you're stupid. No, it's a lot less of that. It's a lot more of, wow, your political ideology color is kind of hot. Yeah, so it's very funny. Every political ideology makes fun of themselves in that subreddit, and they make fun of others as long as everybody is like enjoying it. Because you see, when somebody makes a post that nobody likes, it gets downvoted to hell, and the community is very much like us versus them, but not against each other. So, for example, it's like the community's been making unities. So, for example, there's left unity, so authoritarian left and libertarian left.
Yeah.
Which everybody knows the libertarian left are going to be betrayed as soon as the uprising happens, because of course it is, because they're weak.
Yeah.
Then we have lib unity, which I am a proud member of. Hey, the lib lefts want like communism, right? And they want drugs. Well, you know what? Buy this land off of the lib right, and you can have your own communes on the land you bought.
Yeah.
You can buy drugs off of lib right. See, it works. It works. Both sides are happy. But then right unity just doesn't work. Off unity is just Nazism. So it's all very dumb.
Yeah.
It's all very dumb fun. Nobody really is as extreme as they portray themselves in the subreddit. The whole point is to make fun of the extremes and to make fun of the moderates. So
it sounds like have you ever heard of the YouTuber JReg?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I have. He is a big inspiration there.
Yeah.
So JReg is a very huge inspiration there, and all of the characters of the like extremists are from him. So all of the drawings of the characters are the costumes he wore and his body shape.
Yeah.
So it's really, really stupid and fun.
Yeah.
And obviously, as every community does, they are going through the horny phase right now.
Oh, cool.
So
I think I've actually seen a bit of that. I saw JReg himself.
Oh, there it is. I found a meme about it right now.
On
it's a Drake meme, right? The disapproval and approval.
Yeah.
So, lib left complaining about r/politics. Lib left, no. Lib right and off right sexually role playing to scare the fake lib left. Yes.
The actual guy JReg has been sharing some questionable stuff fan art people have drawn of his characters.
That's the whole point. Yeah, he thinks it's all very stupid.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There was also one fan art right here of LibLeft asking LibRight, "Hey ANCAP, what's under your sunglasses? I'll show you, but you have to keep it a secret." He takes off his sunglasses and it's like dollar signs really shiny. Because of course it is.
Yeah.
Oh, and r/political memes, there's also a really nice post here. The four nations live together in harmony. Let's keep it that way. Off-right posts. Deus Volt, brother. Off-left answers Allahu Akbar. Lib-right answers anarchy. Lib-left answers gay anarchy. Centrist, I'll bring my best spatula. The whole joke is that centrists love grilling. I just want to grill. So it's very, very stupid. There's also this one. Quickly upvote this shitty meme I made to scare off r/politics users. It's just Trump good and him giving like a thumbs up. r/politics is a cesspool. And so
I got banned off Reddit, like the website, because of r/politics.
Yeah, r/politics.
Do you want to know the story? I didn't even say anything bad.
Not violating TOS, yes.
No, I literally didn't even do anything bad. This is like so many years ago. This was I was talking to someone though. This was around when Trump was doing his trans ban in the military,
right?
And someone was saying this is transphobic, this is all this and that, and I said it's more of and I just made like a pragmatic argument saying it's hard to take drugs that like the army doesn't let people that need a lot of medication in there, like, because like imagine you're like in the middle of the desert in who knows what country, and you need your medication, otherwise you'll die or something like that, or you'll stop transitioning. I just tried to make the pragmatic argument, and I got banned from Reddit for that.
Yeah, that's why I love r/political memes, because it's a serious discussion in a very dumb medium. Because you can say stuff like that on there, and people might take you seriously, they might not take you seriously. But if somebody straight up actually takes you for what you say, they'll be downvoted to oblivion. So, for example, there's one guy who made a post about like all off-rights are Nazis, all of them are bad, right? In order to try and rile up the community, they just got downvoted to oblivion by everybody. Even the left said, "Okay, shut the hell up." Nobody asked.
Yeah.
And the whole community is like going against like, okay, centrists are really bad, okay, but the unflared are worse. If they don't show on their flare what their alignment is, they are not welcome. So, yeah. They even made a subreddit to show unflared people how to get flared.
Okay.
It's very, very dumb.
I actually did a political compass test a while ago. The
compass test is so biased.
Some of the I think it's not, but I think it's some of the questions are poorly written. That's what I think it is.
That too.
Poorly written, so there's a lot of confusion between them.
Here's how it works, by the way, because it's funny, because a lot of people are saying this is the same. So, it just pulled up a thing. The political compass, according to r/politics, but I'll tell you that later. Right now, it's basically like this. Me has any opinion that's not Orange Man bad, socialism good, alt-right. Me has any moderate policy at all, lib-left.
It is.
Me has strong communist ideals and decides to be very statist, lib-right. Because of course.
Yeah. Well, I think I got a pretty accurate one when I did it a while ago. I did a stream like this was like last year. This was a while ago. I got like going towards the not complete anarchy, but like
Yeah.
a bit past halfway on from the center to anarchy, and exactly in the middle between left and right. Like it was spot on the middle.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find myself.
I had a screenshot of it, but I don't have it anymore because everything got nuked. That's
Yeah,
great.
when I did a political compass test, it told me I'm far lib left, which I am very much not.
Mm.
I find myself to be center right. Well, like if we take the political compass right now, right? Take the side that's only the right wing, okay?
Mm.
Put a dot exactly in the center of the border between both, and exactly horizontally and on the x and y axis, right in the middle of both, right? Push it down a little bit towards lib, and that's pretty much where I am.
Yeah.
So I'm more about personal freedom. I don't like this to have a strong
Oh God, no.
a strong like government watching me on my every move, which is what I have to deal with now. But I don't think the Canadian government is bad. I don't think that having no government is good. I don't think that having
No, God,
a lot
no.
of government is good. I am a half monarchist, so I want a very little government intervention in my daily doings, right? Obviously, I want them to enforce moral laws such as, no underage sex. That's bad. No, that's not allowed.
Well, I don't think that's. I think you can even make a pragmatic argument. I don't think that's a emotional argument. I think that's a pragmatic argument. Because it can hurt a developing child. It can. That's.
Yeah,
I don't think that's a moral argument.
I think that's moral laws in general, like stuff that's important. So like, no drugs to minors, no sex to minors, no like illegal dealings. Obviously, like nobody can have nukes. I don't think people should have nukes. I'm not an ANCAP. But I do think that, for example, the government of the United States, they have the Second Amendment. It's being violated in a lot of the northern states. For example, the state of California, which is southwest, is clearly violating the Second Amendment. There is a lot of violations there. You can't have most weapons. You can't have automatic weapons. You can't have weapons with a long barrel. You can't have weapons with a short barrel. You can't have silencers at all. You can only use standard mil-spec ammo, and you can't use anything chambered above 357. So that's a clear violation of the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's states like Virginia, which are absolutely heroic, where it's like the government is like, hey, we're going to take away our guns. Everybody, including the law enforcement. No. So,
Yeah.
it's like that. It's a situation where people's rights are being violated. They can't do what they love. They can't protect themselves. That's not a good thing. I think that a lot of people are thinking about gun violence in the wrong way. It's not the issue of whether there is easy access to guns. I think there should be a little bit more control, but not in the ways that people think. I don't think that taking away guns or a specific subset of guns or attachments or anything should be like even close to priority.
I think
there should definitely. Here's what I think there should be: background checks and screenings before a license, mandatory license and background checks and screenings. That's all I think there should be. Because there are no background checks and screenings in the United States. It's all up to the guy who's selling you the gun to decide whether you're trustworthy or not. He can't go into your to see into your criminal record. He can't go into your if you have a criminal record, you can't even walk into a gun store, but you can walk into one, but you can't do anything there. But I'm talking like that's if you have major felonies. Minor felonies don't count, but
yeah. Well,
I'm talking like you can't go and see if you have. Well, if you're, it's a weird issue, but he can't go and see if your mental health is fine. He can't go see what your situation at home is like.
No.
He can't go see if you hate the government. He cannot go see if you hate people. He cannot go see. You cannot check your social media to see what you're like. Now, here's what I think. That job shouldn't be put up to the government because that's too much private information being given to the government, which is also a violation of the Second Amendment because it's preventing people from accessing guns anyways. But I think it should be up to the gun store owners to take more responsibility as to who they sell to.
Yeah.
And the government needs to curb a lot of illegal gun sales because they do nothing about it.
Mm.
How do you think all these gangsters end up with Glocks and Uzis and AKs? How?
Yeah.
They walk up to the store and buy them and then scratch off the number? Nah. They get those illegally.
Yeah.
From some guy from Nicaragua, right? So the government needs to do stuff about that.
I think Australia has.
Ooh, we have.
I think Australia has. Oh god. I think Australia has good gun laws that it does, barring one thing. Like we can have guns. Like I could go down the shops right now and buy a gun. I could. They got to do like a background. Every time you buy a gun, they have to do a background check. They have to update the background check just to make sure, even if you already have one.
See, that's great.
Yeah.
That's what I think should happen in the United States.
The one thing which I don't like that we have is that you can get arrested for using a gun to stop someone breaking into your house.
That's so dumb.
I know. That's the one thing. Like, yeah, we've got really good security and stuff like that. Yeah, all good. It's just if someone here comes in, tries to break into my house, and I point a gun at him to scare him off, I can get arrested.
Isn't that the main purpose of using a gun?
No, apparently you can only have, according to the laws, you can only have a gun for hunting, sport, fishing for some reason. I don't know who uses a gun to shoot fish. And for
it's very much a sport.
Pest control. So I can shoot a mouse in my house, but I can't shoot a guy breaking in.
Here's what I'm gonna say. From what I get, it goes this way, right? This guy breaks into your house. Okay, let's say his name is John. I don't know, John Johnson. Okay, He breaks into your house. He has the intention of stealing your TV and of stabbing your child, okay?
Yeah.
You call the police, right? And what do you do then? Just wait for
you just wait for the
goes and stabs your child, grabs your money and leaves. Like,
Gosh.
and you have a gun. You're just like, oh no, I'm an upstanding citizen. I won't use this to even scare this guy, right? He gets arrested. If, like, for example, he doesn't get arrested, he gets out of there, right? Second situation. He gets into your house, you take out your gun, you don't shoot him. You just point it at him and you tell him to stand still. You call the police get there and arrest him. However, they saw you holding him at gunpoint. Suddenly, you're also arrested.
Keeper just
dumb.
Keeper just pointed out something in my chat that background checks are this is for America. Background checks are only required if you purchase a gun through a federal firearms license, which includes retailers, brackets, anyone from Walmart to mum and pop shops, and some individuals. You do not need to undergo a background check if you buy a gun online or through a gun show or through private sales.
See, those are the places where they do need the background
Yeah,
checks.
yeah. I would be okay with that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So it seems to have some bases covered.
So maybe I don't know. Government sets up a places like you can still do gun sales and stuff, like private gun sales, but like you like like a mediary or something. I don't know. Right. That might I don't know annoy some people, but I'm trying to appease all sides here, and it's not working very well.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
Now we know what centrists feel like. What else? Here in Canada, the gun laws are pretty strict. You can have a gun for hunting and for range shooting. Guns for self-defense are a thing for military veterans, and if you have permits from the government specifically entailing you to do it, you
Yep.
can't have guns with a short or long barrel. You can only have this a specific length specified. No automatics. Period. You cannot have an automatic rifle.
I don't think
Your
you can.
guns
I'm
clip.
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure automatic guns are illegal in America as well. It's the
In
semi-automatics.
some parts, they're illegal. They're fully legal in Colorado and Virginia. I know that for sure.
Okay.
But in Canada, you can't have automatics. Period. Um, your hunting clip must be exactly 3 rounds. Can't be less. Can't be more. So you can't load your hunting rifle bullet by bullet. No, no, it has to be exactly 3 bullets at all times. So can't have like large magazines or small magazines, just 3 bullets, which is very dumb and a very dumb concept in general.
Yep.
For range shooting, you're pretty much all holds barred. You can do whatever you want as long as it's legal. Automatics are allowed for range shooting, but you can't buy them. You can only have them if the business has them. So you can only like lease one or rent one, but you can't take it off the premises. All ranges must be government approved, and there must be a government agent in a range making sure that everything is fine at least once a month. Um, what else? Let's see. Gun purchases are very difficult. You can't have any guns that aren't manufactured in Canada unless if you have a specific license. You can't have any historical guns without a specific license. You can't have a PPSH 41 at all without like a grandfathered license because you can't even have that license anymore. So you're pretty much screwed if you want historical guns. For example, I myself, when I grow up, when I can buy a gun, I just want to mount 2 guns on my wall. I don't even want to shoot them. I don't even want. I just want 2 nice engraved guns to put on my wall. Okay, they will look really nice. I want a nice Winchester with black steel and nice gold engravings. Okay, that will look really nice and sweet above my fireplace. Wouldn't you agree?
Mm.
And I'd want for obviously if I ever end up having an office in my house for any reason at all, maybe for streaming or something.
Yeah.
I just Keeper wrote you can't have a flintlock pistol. No, you can't have one. Period.
Yeah.
But
There's.
I want a nice revolver, like a Colt Single Action Army, just mounted on my desk in a glass case where nobody can reach it, just for nice looks, right? I don't even want to shoot it, but no, the government says no.
The only there's 5 sorts of gun license here. There's category A, which is for air rifles, shotguns. You can use that for like and you got there for different sort of purposes. They are like you say for example a pistol. You can only get pistols for target shooting, and for you can get them for target shooting, government security, and collectors. That's the only ones you're allowed to have pistols for.
Yeah, that's not good.
But then there's with rifles and shotguns, you can have them for you can have them for target shooting, pest control, if it's part of your business for some reason, more big animal pest control, security services.
We're complaining about our guns, but in reality, Russia sucks a lot. You can only have like Russian guns and nothing above like what would be the American equivalent, sorry, like the Russian equivalent of a 22 long rifle. So it's really, really weak.
Mm.
And it can only be pistols. So you can only have like a Tokarev or a Makarov or some shit, whatever their modern versions are. And China has no guns at all. You can't have a gun. Period. So
yeah, well, I think
suck.
there's a reason for that. Keeper's just said in chat. In high school, he was a wild hog hunter.
And that's pretty cool.
I've been on wild boar hunt. I'm fucking terrified of pigs because of them. I never shot one of them, but fucking hell, they are. Ooh, fucking
Scary creatures, huh?
Oh yes, they will rip you like I think the Australian um the Australian boar looks slightly different to other ones because pigs seem to mutate very quickly and to adapt. So our ones are just massive. Here I'll post in Discord so you can see in general. They're real fun. They're real fun.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Is it a bear or a boar?
That's a boar.
What the hell is that? Hold
That
on,
is a boar.
I gotta get that on the stream.
That
is terrifying.
I know. That is why I'm scared of pigs. I'm putting it on my stream.
Oh my god! Yeah, pigs in the normal side of the world don't look like that. But I'll tell you this: farm pigs are very dangerous. They are omnivores that have no restraint. They can even cannibalize. That's why, for example, in The Wizard of Oz, when Dorothy falls in the beginning into the pig pen, everybody gets so scared because they think they're gonna eat her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a small detail that was like always stood out to me, but it's spooky stuff.
Yeah. Pigs aren't fun.
Right. So is there anything else you want to talk about?
Got any plans for your YouTube or Twitch or whatever?
Well, I'm gonna start playing VR games. And other than that, no, not really much. I mean, as soon as my PC is back, I'm definitely gonna stream some of the new COD because I bought it. It's really fucking good. The new Call of Duty. Oh my god, I haven't enjoyed a Call of Duty game so much since Black Ops 1, and it's incredible. It's just so good.
Oh, Keebus wanted me to show on stream the one he hunted. Send it to me on Discord.
Yeah, please go ahead and send it to the Discord in the general chat. I'll show it right away. Yeah, the new COD is just, it's just right. It's exactly everything I wanted from a COD game. Every single thing I wanted is there. It's perfect.
I'm not really a big. You know how great I am at shooters.
Yeah, I remember that was. But as an avid shooter player, I'll tell you this: it's one of the best games I've played. Right now, Mordhau, COD, and what is the other one I play? For looter shooters, it's Borderlands 3. I played a little bit, but right. So with COD and Mordhau right now, you have Ancient Warfare and Modern Warfare and like a perfect mix. So shooter fans are really happy right now. I feel like, you know, those really wealthy aristocrats from all those like caricatures that have a thick ass stomach and they're wearing like the top hat and all that shit. Right? That's how I feel. It's perfect. And my stomach's full of like really good games. So yeah, 2019 was a really good year for shooter games.
Yeah. Well, I've been playing a lot of Pokemon. I have because I'm wanting to this year stream pretty much every night, which so far I've been keeping to that, and release at least one video every week on YouTube. I've met that so far, but that's only 2 videos. I missed the first couple of weeks just because I had to deal with family stuff.
People can now see the wild boar skull that Kiba hunted.
Ooh,
I'm impressed. That looks really cool. Good.
Okay, let me.
That's a big one.
That's a big one.
That's a very big one. Yeah, that is in fact a big one.
Let me Dream.
But what else? Uh, I think that's pretty much all I have to talk about. We
Yep.
covered all the bases. Oh, one last thing.
Do you want to plug? Do you want to
Yesterday,
plug stuff or?
before that, I just want to say one more thing. Yesterday, I shaved for the first time in my life.
Oh my
and,
god, you baby.
It's I know I am baby in fact, but it feels off. It just feels off. I mean, like all the hair I had here.
Yeah, I know,
Gone.
Kiba. Pigs, boars kill cattle and stuff, which is why people shoot them. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm assuming you got that mounted on something. That's awesome, Skull.
Yeah, I assume he would mount it because mounting stuff is just epic.
Yeah.
I love mounting stuff. But yeah. Is there anything else I want to talk about?
Well, while you're thinking,
yeah.
I'm gonna plug my stuff. So
Yeah, go ahead.
how I'm wanting to do my videos this year. I'm pumping out a series like reviewing episodes of the show. I am. I've got the first one
Right.
out. That was done. That came out on Saturday. That did. It's for the His Dark Materials series. This is the first episode of it. The season's already finished. So I'm just going through reviewing each episode, but each one episode a week to meet that deadline of one video a week at least. So I'll be doing those, pumping those out, and then while I'm pumping those out, I can work on, because I can bulk make those. I can work on big projects in the background. So yeah, my big project I'm working on at the moment it's kind of like a secret project. I want to say what it is, but it's at the moment it is about 20 something pages of notes.
Damn.
So yeah.
That must be a very big secret.
The video is
Right.
probably going to be like 2 hours long or something.
As for me, I just want to show off one thing. It's my favorite Christmas gift I've ever received ever.
Okay.
My girlfriend made a nice painting for me. You can see it on my stream right now. We both really like possums, so she painted one for me, and it's adorable. She did a
Let
really
me-
good job. So yeah. Have you seen it on my stream?
No,
Pano?
I'm getting it up now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's cute.
Yeah.
You
it's
said
really
you
nice.
said it was a possum.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a possum.
Well, it depends what kind of
Does-
possum. That's a North
Does
American
America
possum.
have possums?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
But what else?
That's a very different looking possum.
Oh yeah, I would like to plug some things that I am working on. I worked on Project Dark Souls. I did voiceover for it. Unfortunately, they only used one half of my clip because I submitted my clip right after they finished all the voiceover work. So,
Oh.
yeah, they only used one half of my clip in an old take, but it's okay. That's not too bad. It's a decent take. Yeah, they didn't do what I asked. I asked the Ashen Hollow, the project lead, to plug my Twitch instead of my Twitter, and he refused. He just straight up ignored me.
Oh,
So my
cool.
Twitter's on there now. My deprecated, dying Twitter, which I only use for scrolling through like game news.
Oh, cool.
That's fine though, because on my Twitter, if I'm gonna pull it up right now, if I open up my profile, my Twitch is plugged right there, so it's okay. We're fine. What else? What else am I working on? Shit, I was gonna say something. Oh yeah. I'm going to start streaming actual games now.
Oh, cool.
Like the VR games. And other than that, I'm not really doing much. I'm learning piano so I can actually start making my own music.
Ooh.
And that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to plug?
You can find me on YouTube at Minecraft Mine. You can find me on Twitch at MineKindOfMine, and you can find me on Twitter at MineKindOfMine2 because I got fucking nuked.
Yeah. So all the stuff is right up there. Well, I just your name, but it's up right above me, so they can see.
Yep.
Yeah.
You wanna plug yourself from my
coming on
end?
the show.
You wanna plug yourself from my end?
Sure. You can find my Twitch at the Halfling Stream. It's spelled like the word, half, in stream. I don't know if you put it on this screen. I don't know if you put it on your screen, Kaino.
I've got it.
That's all I really want to plug. I don't care about my social media that much, aside from my Twitch. I do have social media, which you can find in my channel's panels. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for coming on the show, Kaino.
Okay.
If you want a game later, hit me up.
Okay.
All right, I'll see ya.
Okay, bye. Bye. Okay, that was fun. Oh, coming back.
All right, that was good.